Blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders. That's not a war on drugs, that's a culture problem.
That's often brought up in this space by white supremacists is the 1350 stat that states that 13% of the population, black people, account for 50% of the violent crime in America. This is not true. 13% of the population, roughly, is black in America. 50% of the crime is not committed by black Americans, but 50% of the arrests. So what this stat actually highlights is over-policing and not just a more violent or deserving group of people in the population. When you adjust the 1350 stat for how frequent black people get acquitted of crimes, it drops significantly and is no longer true. And then you can further adjust it by, showing how frequently black people are wrongfully convicted, and then it becomes even further misleading. And one of the most important parts here is prisoners have to be one of the, if not the most, exploited populations there is, right? At least within the Americas. Oftentimes, the labor at prisons involves either little to no pay for their work, right? And the state of California, for example, they will pay prisoners to fight fires for as little as $2 a day while on patrol and such, and then $2 an hour when they're actively fighting fires and risking their lives. Most of you obviously would not exchange an hour of your life and the risk of losing your life for as little as $2 an hour or $2 a day. But the issue is, when you're in their shoes, you don't have a choice, right? And then beyond just the labor itself, prisoners constantly get exploited of their resources for services such as, exorbitant prices to make a phone call, right? Or them having the only option of food being some slop that some company was outsourced by the prison to serve them, basically leftovers, very nutrient deficient food. Oftentimes, they find it very difficult to get enough calories in a day with the little portions that they're given, right? And then obviously the elephant in the room, prisoners often don't get the right to vote, right? But ironically enough, they apparently get the right to run for president, which is kind of weird.